Welcome back to Vex Weekly. Today, we're talking Override. Welcome back to Vex Weekly. Today, we're talking the new game, Override. Potential strategies, what could be in play, what we're thinking about doing. Let's talk about this game. Override is a new 2026-2027 Vex Robotics competition game, and it is controversial. As talked about in my previous videos, this is a stacking game, and is one that no one was expecting. One with not as much high-octane strategy and back-to-back violent matches. No, this is a slow, methodical, thoughtful game all about the cerebral. Now let's think about Override. Starting off, the game object. Instead of a one-piece game object like we usually have, such as blocks, tri-balls, rings, this year we have two main game objects, a pin and a cup. Sadly, the field has not come in for my team yet, so I won't be able to do a field tour until then, but I do have this game object to work with. So, cups are going to be what you stack the pins in. Now, pins only count for points depending on which color is shown. If this was placed, this is what would count. However, if it is covered up by the gray, that does not count. And that is how it works. It's a strategy about which color do you place. So, starting with the game object, how does it work? Well, if there's no connection, if I turn that over, it just falls out immediately. It can be, there are 4 different pin types. This is one of the 4. It's blue, yellow, then there's a red, yellow, then there's a blue, red, and then there's a yellow, yellow. And multiple different combinations. Now, your blue, reds, there's only 4 of those on the field. So you have to think about really using those strategically and not just placing them anywhere. Now, blue and red are only 5 points, but yellow is double points, except it only counts for points if the roller of the color is a red or blue color. And depending on what the color is, this is worth 10 points to that team. So, starting off, just base strategy, you don't want yellow showing. Even though the rollers seem fun and you probably want to mess around with that, I think yellow is probably just the wrong way to go about things. If you have a yellow pin showing, well then you're going to risk an enemy team being able to flip that in a moment. If you haven't seen videos of these rollers, they are quick and easy to move and rotate, which means you really do not want this color showing. You're better off just scoring blue or red every single time. Always try and keep your color if you can. Make that the one you do. Now, all your match loads will be yellow and your color, so use that effectively. Make sure you use your match loads. Honestly, I think in this kind of game where all the pins are set up kind of differently in the field, you want to start out with just using your match loads. Don't try and do anything fancy by using stuff on the field. I think just use your match loads first, take advantage of those, and start getting some high stacks going with just your color. Better yet, do them on your alliance. On your alliance, they can't mess with it or touch it at all, so just start stacking there, because then you don't have to risk it at all. You only want to move on to the neutral goals if you have already filled to your goal to the max capacity. That way, no team can mess with it. As for rollers, there is a rule stating that you touch a roller at the end of the match, it doesn't count for anything. So teams, I advise you at the end of a match, just go run back, touch that roller before the match is over. If it seems like you're losing, it's not worth the end game. The end game is also very specific. This can't go above 18 inches, which means you have to be very strategic about placing. I'd say bomb rush end game first. Even though I said scoring your alliance, you want the end game in your control as early as possible. If you lose that sumo wrestle in the middle, you want to have all your pins in the middle. So score your alliance pins. Don't score yellow, because then they'll dictate what the points in the middle can be. But score your points in that middle goal as soon as possible. You want to control the middle, because if you let if you let the opposite team stack their things, then you're not going to be doing very good. So how does this game compare to strategy based versus a high octane adrenaline rush. Well, this game's gonna be a lot more about moving slower, thinking about placement. If you place things right, you're good. Strategies, you can't, since you can't D-score, but you can place cups on top of enemy pins. So if there is the opponent team and they have, let's say, something like this. Let's say you're the red team. The blue team's pin's sticking up. They're about to do a clear cup on top of this because they want those points. What you're gonna do is, instead of letting them do that, you want to rush over, place gray, top it, put one of your pins in, and make sure. And this is another reason for orientation wise with the cups and pins, never have the gray side up, because then that just allows anyone to just come in and top it on top. Always have clear side up, your color down. That is the strategy of how to take advantage of the cup pin. This is the way you want to orient it. It stops the enemy from being able to take advantage of your pin scoring as best as possible. It stops the rollers being able to affect you, stops someone being able to cup stack on top of you. This is the best effective way of placing your pins and cups. There is a lot of strategy in this game, and I will be going over it more when we get more bot reveals. As for what you should build, I think I can't really talk on intake because there's a lot of different designs. I think all of them might work. You could use a claw, a clamp, you could even use rollers, and I think all of those are fine solutions. However, I think grabbing this is not the issue. I think what you need to focus on is a drivetrain that is fast, but not too fast. I think if you're a 400 or above, you're going way too fast. I think 400 and down is the way to go. Another thing, I think that teams are using 4-bar lifts are just going to be looking at the expansion limit horizontally and just not going to be working as well. I think a cascade/linear slide lift is much more effective at conserving your space and being much more effective. Also, don't forget about counter weights. You want to make sure you're not tipping. If you look back at past games, tipping will happen. So make sure you have a way to stop your bot from tipping, whether that's legs that expand out to give you more of a surface area, or if it's just having counterweights that slide back and forth. Make sure you have that on lock. But I think linear slides/cascade lifts are going to be the way to go, and I think a drivetrain that does not exceed 400 is the way to go. If the intake, I'm just going to have to wait and see to where this game goes, because depending on how that goes, the way you pick these things up could change in an instant. Sadly, I'm not playing Vex V5 this year, so I won't be able to really experience what you're going through, but I will be doing Vex U next year, so I'll have to see what I do then. Anyways, that's it for this time on Vex Weekly.